Morning, Norman here. We're not on a major steam adventure today, but we are steam related. We're going to work on one. We're in the middle of a restoration on our 8-horse Wallis. Today we're really messing around with the alignment of the cylinder. We took the cylinder off. We're going to go ahead and see about lining it all back up again if we can. So, not cruising the country in the sunshine today on an engine, but doing more important work, fixing one so we can get back out on the road. So we're going to go up to the shed and I'll show you what we're doing. So here we go. See you in a minute. And here she is, the article. You can see what we're doing today. So Wallis and Steevens 8-horse expansion engine. We were in the process of putting new bearings, main bearings, after crank work, and we come to line it up, and we've come to the conclusion that the cylinder block is actually mounted on crooked. So it's been removed. We're just gonna have a go today at seeing if we can't get the alignment where we need it. A few different tests and things we're going to do, but I should be able to show you more of that when we do it. We spent yesterday, we made up some plates, alignment plates. We're going to stick them down in the bore, and then we picked ourselves up some 40mm chrome hydraulic rod. We're going to cut a section of that off, stick that down through the bore, and then that should give us an alignment measurement from face of the bearing to center of crank, and it should also make sure that the crank is square, which is probably more important than anything to the block. We were coming up, well, 5mm one way, so we'll put it all together and see if we can make that a little bit better. The main issue I can see we're going to have is the cylinder blocks obviously machined for the barrel, so it's going to want to sit down where it wants to sit, but hopefully we can overcome that. But we'll get on with it and see. First thing I'm going to do is chop this rod down, because we don't need all that in the bearings, and the offcut will be then going in the cylinder. So don't know how I'm going to do it. I suppose I'll get it out and chuck it in the bandsaw. So let's get on with that first. somehow hold that. Put that down. What I'm going to do before I put this one in is just put a centre line on it. Should help with some of the measurements. If it doesn't want to roll away. There we go. Oh, you bastard. Right, that should have left a, don't know if you'll be able to see it, but a tiny faint mark. Obviously using our precision cast iron surface table. It ain't rocket science. Right, let's go chuck that in. Right, as you can see, basically what we've done is we've made up some bushes to go in the main bearings, just to set our, well, what will be the crank. Because we haven't actually machined the bearings to size yet, we're going to set up to line bore the main bearings in situ. So one thing we have already done is using our handy dandy metre long mic. We've made certain that the second shaft and the main crank is actually running parallel, so that's actually pretty good as it is. So we're hopefully going to leave all that alone, and all of our adjustment is going to be in the cylinder. So the two plates are going to go in next, or the 3 plates. I've got one for each end and one for the centre of the bore. So we're going to chuck them in and put our other alignment bar. We're going to have to support the alignment bar this end for sag, so we're going to have to make some sort of arrangement there for holding it up. But basically we're going to have a bar coming from the cylinder down to the crank. That's the next thing to do, so let's get on with it. Right. Can't see a way to get this plate on unless it's on before it goes in, so we're gonna have to have a little rethink here. It's all a bit precarious. Yep, I'm gonna have to jump up. First, shout for facing in. Don't. Ah, no, you bastard. Right. Getting heavy. Oh. I have to. There she goes. Now, let that go. Fucking thing. If you not just grab that end and lift it up, we can get it in there. Ah. Right, I may or may not have just dropped you guys, but I think we're getting somewhere now. These washers are in the way. Aha! It's more like it. Right, so that's it. We just need to. I don't stand a chance of lifting that end and putting that plate in, so we're gonna have to come up with some sort of clamp arrangement here now. So I'll do that. Right, so we've got a piece of precision ground roofing batten there. That should do. And we got to put these other plates in. Hang on. That's the sort of fit we need. Yeah, might have to come down with the other end. How's that? That's better. Now we're getting somewhere. One more. This one, same as the other ends, going to be going on the lead in. This was obviously turned at the same time as the bore, so it should be true with the bore. Figured the bore might actually be a bit more worn than the ends, so these were designed just to go up in there on the register. Just get me hammer. Perfect. So now, as you can see, oh, it's not looking good. The alignment bar is telling us everything we need to know about the alignment of the cylinder. We can check for squareness with the crank. So, as you can see, there's a lot of adjustment needed. So I'm going to put the camera down, start barring and measuring and see where we're going to end up. Right, so it's hard to film. I've tweaked the cylinder by basically rolling the whole cylinder to the right, and that's now got us looking better, but obviously we still don't know for square. I've got a measurement I need to keep here. That's saying we've come too much. So that's looking good because that could come back. I did grab a square. I mean, it's hard to do on camera and it's a bit rough and ready, but if you see, I don't know if you can see that or not, but just getting a bit of a bigger gap as she goes up, which is telling me that this end of the cylinder wants to go that way. That end of the cylinder wants to go that way, so it's basically just a twist. Not so much roll on the barrel as twist, so which is the hardest thing to do because obviously it wants to sit on the barrel. It's machined, ours machined, so it's always going to want to sit where it wants to sit. I don't know, thinking about welding some jack screws on the side of the boiler just to twist it round and see, but I don't like welding to the boiler for obvious reasons. So I might need to get someone up here and give me a hand to put a couple of bolts in so I can hold it in one place and pry it in another. We'll give that a go first, but it's looking hopeful. It's looking like it's going to do what we need to do. I'm waiting on a gasket, so I'm not allowed to, I won't be able to put it on yet anyway. Not until the gasket gets here. So all this will have to come back apart. And then we'll have a go doing it proper. So it's basically a test run. We got other issues really that we got to watch out for is the valve rods. We've got two sets of valve rods and they've got to come down through behind the governors, and all that's got to line up as well. So as it's sitting, I don't think there would be clearance for the rods. I'll go around and have a closer look. So you might be able to see better than me, but being an expansion, it's got two sets of valve rods and two sets of valve faces. Even though it's single cylinder, they thought it'd be a wise move to make it as complicated as a compound. But the rod is obviously all got to line back up. Well, it's looking like the governor bracket's going to be in the way of that rod, but I suppose I can put it back in and see. That might be the best bet. Let's do that. Right, so after a lot of measuring, I've come to a bit of an impasse. I've managed to get my distance to the centre of the crank correct, which is good, but the squareness is still out. So I managed to roll the cylinder, but I haven't managed to twist it. Well, unfortunately, what I think I need to do is I can get the cylinder to move, and then he's just rocking back. So what I'm gonna have to do is get someone up here to put some bolts in to hold it on. Fortunately, my arm's not long enough to get up in the dark hole and tighten the nut up at the same time. So this is just gonna have to go on standby for now. I can give you a little rundown of other jobs that need doing. We've got the main axle boxes. They've got a huge amount of play in their bores in the mountings, so they're looking like they're gonna have to come out and be line bored, welded, and then remachined. We've done the second shaft bearings. They've been all new. New fire roll door. We've done the steering shaft. That was done. That was all out of misalignment. That was all. There was probably, I don't know, I'd say 20mm gap between a worm. So this has all been line bored, 10-20mm lower to get all that back into alignment. What else have we done? Had a new chimney, had a new firebox ring, flanged all that and got that on there. New actual pivot pin. There was not a lot left of that. We will have to do some things like these. Will have to come out. I mean, they're just Allen head bolts with a bit of filler in, so that'll have to be coming out and re-riveted, hot riveted properly. Yeah, basically we're trying to get the running gear done first. We're not worried about aesthetics, we're just trying to get it to work as intended. There's bits of the old girls everywhere. There's a tender. We've got a new casting for a brake block. These are the original cast gears. We're going to be replacing these with modern machine cut steel gears. We've got the blanks for them up the road. Wheels, not sure if we're going to bore them, but we will if we need to. Future reference. Just got to have all new lagging sheets because they're seen better days. The tender's all right. Obviously, the drawbar could need a bit of attention. That's just going to want new bolts in, mounting bolts and things. So there's a couple of them missing. Bit of tidying up inside. Yeah. Obviously, boiler lagging and paint and all the other stuff that goes with it. So I noticed a minute ago, I mean, we're finding a lot of things like, obviously top quality workmanship before we've been here, because there's tin can shims and where's the bearing housing? That one's okay, but there's things like cracked bearing housing. We'd probably have to remachine one of them. Put that back right. We've done a new piston rod. She's had a new regulator rod, new valve rods, all done in the past. when she was running. We machined the valve face and the bottom in situ. We reground the valve bodies themselves, so that's all been done. It's a bit of a work in progress around the other jobs. I'll take you out and show you the old brake block, because that's a a proper bodge. We'll go have a look at that. Right in here is the original. This is what we'll have to replicate. Jump out the way. But it doesn't really show up on camera, but as you can see, this is cracked clean through. So that whole, what's that, 5-inch casting split in two. Instead of replacing it, it's just had a band rolled round and welded together. So that was the only thing holding the brake block together. It's a big chunk. It's going to take some machining. But so other bits of machining we've been doing here and there. We've got the connecting rod. It's having all new bearings. These are the originals. As you can see, they're not a very good wear pattern. Not too bad. They weren't all too terrible, to be honest. They're a bit of a loose fit in the end of the rod. But that's perfect. So other bits, we got a pile of bits over here. Little end bearing. That was fettled, but we're probably gonna remachine another one of them. We got all this is the valve, or once nice shiny ground faces. Getting a little bit of rust on it. So this is your valve setup. You're basically, you have one face on top of the other face, and this is your cut-off valve. So that's how the expansion gear works. I will explain it one day properly. But basically got two valve faces, the one on the engine and then one for cut-off. Hubcaps in the making. When I took one of the hubcaps off, she's cracked straight down through the pinhole. So we started to machine them. They've been roughed in. Slide bars have been machined, or they don't look like it, but we try to keep as much of it as original as we can. So they've been cleaned up, but left with the pitted original look that she would have had when she was working. I got the other valve rod, new piston rod. That's all been gone through, ground and polished. This is the change gears, cylinder head covers. The piston's been gone through. New nut. It's been machined on the faces to bring it closer together. It's 3 piston rings there. You see, it's a 2-piece piston. So all that was machined and made nice. So that can go straight back on. So yeah, we're slowly chomping away at it. There's bits and pieces all over the shop, but we're only doing it for a hobby and we're not engineers, so it takes us a little bit longer than it should. But it's all coming on. Keys, all tapered keys. The only other thing I can show you is the crash piece of the puzzle's up hiding underneath here. We can get out. And that's her crank. The crank's all been machined. This has all been turned We rotary welded it in the lathe, then it's been turned back and polished. It's had a new water pump eccentric, we machined that. The main is looking alright, so we haven't touched that. We've just done the mains, or the big end, sorry. Big end's alright. Mains have been welded, turned, all brought back to as spec. We had to do a lot of work to the splines. All this was worn, so it's all been welded, remachined, and brought back to spec. Don't look like it's been done, but it's, trust me, all this is all new, all in there. So they were extremely tapered, just 100 years worth of wear. This is just like a gauge we machined up and slotted, just to test to make sure we've done everything right. So one day, hopefully someday soon, that's going to be back up in them main bearings once we get it all line board. We'll keep working on it. Alright, so like I said, there's not a lot more I can do today, unfortunately, so I can get some help. So I hope that was interesting to the few people that find them sort of things interesting. We might keep making more videos on it if there's any interest, but yeah, it's just an ongoing project. So yeah, cheers.